wa rahmatullah. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ba'd. The next chapter is Babun fi karahat al-hilfi fil bi'i wa in kana sadiqa. The chapter on the dislike of swearing when it comes to economic transactions, even if you're telling the truth. So the first hadith wa an Abi Hurairah radiyallahu anhu قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول. The Messenger of Allah said, الحلف منفقة للسلعة ممحقة للكسب. He said that swearing, like swearing by Allah when you're selling something, it is going to help you sell your product, but it is going to remove the earning. When he says when he's going to remove the earning, what he means is it's going to remove the blessing in what you're doing. This hadith is muttafaqun alayh. Hadith is in Bukhari and it's in Muslim. So what is the Messenger of Allah trying to tell us here? He's trying to tell us that when people buy and sell, the Makkans especially, they were traders with a D, right? They were merchants. They would buy and sell goods because in Mecca, things don't really grow. Not much to be a farmer. It's a valley, it's super hot. It doesn't have much greenery there. Medina, when the Meccans moved to Medina, they made hijrah. They actually had, farmers, and they were known for their palm trees. It was an oasis. So different, but the people of Mecca, where the Prophet ﷺ comes from, many of the Sahaba and Muhajirin come from, these people engage in a lot of trade, a lot of business. So they'd be in the marketplace buying and selling different goods. And when they're buying and selling, one of the ways in which people sell their goods is they swear. I swear by Allah, I paid this much money for it. I swear by Allah, these are the best dates you're ever going to have in your life. I swear by Allah, you just swear this and you swear that. And why do people do this swearing? It's because they're trying to convince the other person that they're telling the truth, or for ta'keed, like for emphasis, trying to emphasize something of how great their product is. So the Messenger of Allah is basically explaining that this is a bad habit. It may seem like, something that's fine. So Imam Nawawi, he puts a very interesting chapter title. He says, the karaha, the dislike of swearing. So when something is disliked, it's called makruh. There's 5 categories in Islamic law. Something that is required, something that's recommended, something that's mubah, permissible, no sin, no reward. Something that's makruh, it's disliked, you get reward if you avoid it. Something that's haram, it's forbidden, sinful if you do it. So here he's putting it in the 4th category, saying it's makruh to do this. You swear when you're buying and selling, وَإِن كَانَ صَادِقًا, even if you're telling the truth. If you're lying, obviously it's a major sin. But here, even if you're telling the truth, it's a bad practice. The Messenger of Allah explains why, or explains what's happening. He's saying it's going to help you sell your product, but it's going to remove the barakah and the blessing from that product because it's a bad practice. It's a practice because once it becomes commonplace, what's going to happen is it's going to become part of the culture. And I know some countries, get into a taxi, anything, you go and you buy a cup of tea somewhere, you go and you buy a piece of fruit somewhere, people are going to swear by Allah like it's like the standard practice. Everyone swears by Allah, especially when they're lying, sadly. It's a very, very sad thing. It's happened. You go to some places. This is what's become a commonplace. This should not be a case where you use the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where you overemphasize something to such a point where everything becomes so exaggerated that the normal way of doing things seems like something's wrong with it. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put this in our hearts. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to follow the wisdom and the hikmah of Islam. Ameen. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum.